Good morning, all of you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, so we
Ma'am.
were discussing about active and passive voice in the previous class, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
And we discussed
Yes, ma'am.
points in the previous session, and we discussed a few important points. Point number one, we discussed point number one is active voice. The subject is too prominent, okay? But in passive voice, the active is very passive. At the same time, object is very important in a passive voice. Secondly, it is easy for us to identify a passive form and an active form by looking at the verb's position. Okay, if the verb is in the form of a finite verb, then such a sentences are examples for active voice sentences. But if the verb take the form of be, what are the be forms used in English grammar? Be forms in English.
Am,
Is are
was, were,
Being. Okay, are the be forms used in English grammar. So if the verb takes the form of be plus past participle form of the verb form, third form. Okay, by looking at this verb form, we'll be able to identify a finite verb, right? Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I have also discussed 3 points to remember, right? How to interchange
Yes, ma'am.
with the subject and object, how to change the verb from the finite verb into the form of be plus past participle by looking at the finite verb, and how to add preposition by before the object of the passive voice. These are the 3 points we discussed about active to passive interchanging, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
One more example, one more easy example here, which will help you to remember the 3 points to remember how to change an active voice into passive voice. Okay, then I'll give you 3 boxes of tenses which will guide you to interchange an active voice sentence into passive voice based on the tense forms. Okay, so I am going to give you one sentence in simple present tense, and we are going to change that simple present tense into passive form, just looking at the 3 points to remember. Clear? So shall we do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so please look at the board now. I have a few points here to revise again the points which we discussed in the previous session. See, active and passive voice are the 2 different ways of expressing the same idea without changing the meaning, right? In active voice, the subject is very important, and in passive voice, the object is important. And all sentences cannot be changed into passive, right? We cannot change all the sentence into passive voice. We can change only the sentences with object into passive voice, right?
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
And also, I have told we cannot change all the 12 tenses into passive
10,
voice.
11.
10, 11,
12, out of 12, only 8 can be converted into passive form. We cannot change present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future continuous, and future perfect continuous into passive form. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and also it is easy for us to identify by looking at the verb, the active and passive form, because the passive form is always taking the form of be plus past participle form. Are jumped, okay? Are jumped, is kicked. Okay, these are the past participle form of the verb plus be form. If the form is in this way, or if the form is in a finite form, so we can label it as finite verb, and it is an active voice. And if the verb takes the form of be form plus past participle form of the verb, so the sentence can be an example for active sentence, right? So let me give you one sentence in I can tell you a sentence in simple present tense. Okay, my sentence is John collects, LLECTS, collects money. I have a sentence here, John collects money. Okay, you got a sentence. Look at the verb. All of you, please look at the verb and tell me whether the verb is in a finite form or it is in the form of be plus past participle form.
It's in the form of a finite
It is in the form of a finite verb. Tell me the verb of the sentence. Collects. So tell me the tense of the sentence. Simple present tense. Okay, it is in simple present tense. Agree. So second step, identify the subject and object of the sentence. We got the verb, right? We got the
Yes, ma'am.
verb. This is the finite verb. We identified this verb in simple present tense. And now we should think about the subject and object of the sentence. Tell me the subject of the sentence, children.
John. John.
John is the subject. Okay. And object of the sentence?
Money.
Money is the object of the sentence. Okay. So we are going to change the sentence from active voice. It is in the form of a finite verb. So the sentence is an example of active voice. Agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Agree, all
Yes,
of you?
ma'am.
So we need to
Yes,
change the
ma'am.
sentence into passive
Passive
voice,
voice.
isn't it?
Yes,
Isn't
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
So 3 points to remember. All of you, please listen. We have here 3 points to remember. Point number 1, we should interchange the position of object with subject and subject with object. See, children, we have 3 points to remember. Point number 1, the object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice and the subject becomes the object. So we should begin our passive voice sentence by interchanging the position of object and subject, isn't it?
yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
object
ma'am.
comes in the position of
Yes,
a
ma'am.
subject. So I should begin my sentence with money. Okay?
Money.
Because money is the object in the active voice. It becomes the subject in passive voice. Okay? So money.
Okay, ma'am.
Money. And the subject goes in the place of object. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So I got John, I put a full stop. Now, point number 2, I should identify the finite verb and the tense form. Okay, and you identified the verb is collects and the tense form of the sentence is simple present tense. And the money is singular or plural here?
Singular.
It is singular because it is money. Okay, it is singular in form. So tell me how to use the be form here. If it is singular, which be form should be used?
Is.
Very
Is.
good. Money is. Let me take another color here. So I am going to use another color here. So I am going to change the verb into the form of be plus past participle form of the verb. Okay. So money is. Okay. Now collects. What is the past participle form of the verb collects?
Collected.
Very good. Collected. Collected. Be form plus past participle form of the verb. Clear? So money is collected. And
By.
third point,
By.
remember we
Position.
should use. So now we got the subject here and we got the object here, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we should use preposition by. See, children, now we should use the preposition by before the object of the passive voice. So my point is we have used the preposition by before the object of the passive voice. Got it? So my sentence is money is collected by John. Okay, money is collected by John. Any change in the meaning?
Ma'am.
No change. Only remember, I have changed the position of the subject, interchange the position of subject with object. See, subject John becomes the object in passive voice, and money, the object, comes in the place of a subject in passive voice. And the verb, the finite verb of the active voice become the form of be plus past participle form in the passive voice. Be form is because the subject is actually singular. So it is in simple present tense. So I should use is here. Okay. You know, be form is, am, are the present form. Was, were are the past form. Been is the past participle form and being is the present participle form of be. Okay? Okay?
Ma'am.
So this is
Okay,
how
ma'am.
you should change one sentence from active to passive voice. So you have 3 points to note down. Remember, children, please note down the 3 sentences. All of you write points to remember. Heading, all of you write the points to remember. Point number 1. All of you please note down. Same example. John likes or John collects money. All of you please write. John collects money. You please write the heading, points to remember. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And write the first sentence. John
Collects.
money. Okay? Put a full stop. Put a full stop. Again, underline John and write S under that because it represents S represents subject, and under money you write O, object.
Object.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And just draw a line like this and write here active voice, here passive voice, and just write money here, put a few dots and end your sentence with John and put a full stop. Just do only this much. Don't write anything. Points to remember, point number 1. If you want, you can note down point 1. Just write this example the way I have written on the word. Under this, write the point. The object of the active voice. After writing this example like this, you write the statement. The object of the active voice. The object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice. The object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice, and the subject becomes the object, and the subject becomes the object. And the subject becomes the object. Shall I repeat? I'll read once again. The object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice, and the subject becomes the object. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, leave one line gap and write point 2. Leave one line gap and write point 2. Again, same example. You write the same example. John collects money. A few changes. Active voice. The same example can be written. You write like this. Same example. Point 2. John collects money. Okay, this is point number 2. Underline the verb. Underline the verb. Under verb, you write finite verb. Under finite verb, you write simple present. Put this in a small box. Now, you write be plus past participle form. Be plus past participle form. Okay? Passive form, You write passive voice. Again, you know, subject and object should be interchanged. So please write money, begin with capital letter. Money, write is collected. Is collected. Put a dot and write John. Put a full stop. Okay, money is collected. You know, is as the be form and collected is the past participle form of the verb collect. And put a few dots and write John. Under this, you write the statement. The verb in the active voice. Under this example, you please write the statement. The verb in the active voice is changed into a form of be plus past participle. Draw a box. Be plus past participle of the verb. Let me repeat the second point. The verb in the active voice is changed into a form of be plus past participle form of the verb. Over.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Leave one
Yes,
line.
ma'am.
Write next heading, point 3. Leave one line gap. And you start writing point 3. Again, you write the same sentence once again. Active voice. Please write the same sentence. A few changes only. I'm rubbing the second one. Okay. Write the same sentence, all of you. Draw again. Point 3. Heading passive voice. Money. Now we got the be form plus past participle form, right? Money is collected. Write by and underlined by John. Put a full stop. And here you write preposition. This is your third description. Write the same example. John collects money. If you want, you can write S here, O here, underline by and write preposition. Under this, the point is you write next sentence. The preposition by. Your sentences, the preposition by. By must be in quotation, single quotation. Preposition by. Your statement. The preposition by is used before. The preposition by is used before The object of the passive voice. Before the object of the passive voice. In order to avoid confusion, you can write here S in passive voice and here O in passive voice. So object of the passive voice. John is the object in the passive voice. Okay, so we should use preposition by before the object of the passive voice. Okay, please note this. So you have got 3 points to remember, children, right? So let me hear it from Namasya. Namasya, we must remember 3 points before we convert or before we start converting one sentence or interchanging a sentence from active to passive voice. What are the 3 points to remember? The point number 1. I need it the point number 1 from you, Namasya.
The object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice, and the subject of the
Subject becomes the object. Okay, we are just interchanging the position. The subject goes in the place of an object and object goes in the place of a subject. Just interchanging the position of subject and object. Okay, clear? So point number 2, I would like to hear it from Ananda Krishnan. Point number 2.
Yes, ma'am. The verb in the active voice is changed into a form of be plus past participle form of the verb.
Okay, once if we able to identify the finite verb, and the finite verb, it always help us to identify the tense forms. So if it is identified, if again it is identified in active voice, easy, because we just want to change into the form of be plus past participle form when we convert an active voice into passive voice. Okay, so I would like to hear it from Nihal Mustafa. Nihal, tell me the be forms used in English grammar. There are a few forms, be forms. What are the be forms used in English grammar? Nihal Mustafa, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me the be forms. Repeat the be forms used in English grammar.
Past, present.
Be forms. Auxiliary verb, be forms. You do one thing, Nihal. You take last year's grammar notes and just go through it. Okay, this is the only way I can tell you. You are not learning anything, Nihal. You're not even means you're not getting a simple point which you have had learned last year. You please take the notes of last year's the grammar notes and please go through it, and you will be getting all the auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs, primary auxiliary verbs and secondary auxiliary verbs. You have learned a be form then, there. Tell me the be form, try to remember. Tell me the be forms used in English grammar. Nihal. No way. So I am moving to Sian Fatima. Sian, please guide Nihal Mustafa. Please help him, Sian. He's not aware of be forms used in English grammar. Sian, her video is stuck. I think she has some network issue. So I am moving to Sravana Suresh. Sravana, can you please tell Nihal Mustafa the be forms used in English grammar, Sravana?
okay, ma'am. Am, is, are,
Okay,
was.
am, is, are. Nihal, am, is, are. Present form. Present, the be form used for the present tense. Okay, be form used for the present tense. If the tense here, if it is in simple present, you should use either is or are, or you can use am by looking at the subject. Okay, and the past form, be form past tense, was and were. Instead of am, is, was comes. Instead of are, we are normally using were. And the past participle form of be,
Been.
excellent, been, B-double-E-N, been. And the present participle forms are always ing forms. So the be form used for present participle,
Being.
being. Excellent. Okay, so these are the be form. Nihal, now you tell me the be form used in English grammar.
Ma'am, is, are, am, was, were, and we.
Been and being. Okay, been and being. Please try to keep a chart in front of you and just paste it on the study table and please go through it. And I would like to hear the past participle form of the verb sing. Ananya Jindo. Sing. Past participle form of the verb sing. Ananya, are you there? Adjust your camera.
Yes, ma'am.
Ananya Jindo, you tell me the past participle form of the verb sing. S-I-N-G, sing.
Sang.
Louder.
Sang.
Sing, sing. S-I-N-G, sing.
Sang.
Sang. No, it is the past form. You should know how to use the past participle form. Sri Rudra. Sri Rudra, tell me the past participle form of the verb sing. Sri Rudra, can you hear me? Sanaika?
Yes, ma'am.
Sanaika, please tell me the past participle form of the verb sing. S-I-N-G. Sung. Excellent. S-U-N-G. Sung. Okay? S-U-N-G. Sung. Devaganga Santosh. Are you there? Devaganga Santosh, are you there? Malavika Bini, are you there? Children are going and coming. Anthony Vijo, tell me the past participle form of the verb drink. D-R-I-N-K. Drink. Anthony Vijo. Video is stuck again. Vinayak Aryan. Vinayak.
Yes, ma'am.
The past participle form of the verb drink.
I'm drunk.
Drunk. Okay. Drink present tense, drank past tense, and drunk past participle form of the verb. So remember, you should go through the notes of last year, the regular and irregular verb, and be thorough with the past participle form of the verb normally used in English grammar. Okay, because we need the irregular verb and regular verb past participle form in this passive voice. So please go through the notes of regular and irregular verb last year and get maximum number of words, the past participle form of the verbs of maximum words. Okay, keep a notebook and try to find out. Then only you will be able to write all the sentences in a right way, or you will be able to change all the sentences in passive voice. Am I clear? So we have learned 3 points today before changing an active voice to passive voice. The points that you should remember before changing is subject and object interchanging, and the form B form should be in the the verb should be in the form of be plus past participle form of the verb according to the tense used in the active voice. Okay, and please don't ever forget to use the preposition by before the object of the passive voice. Clear? Am I clear, children? Do you have any doubt with these 3 points we discussed today?
No, ma'am.
No. So I have a few questions, and you please try to identify whether the sentence is an active voice or passive voice. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sentence, one answer. After that only we'll move on to the second sentence. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
My sentence: Anna opened the window. Anyway, this question is starting with Anna. Anna should answer me. Anna opened the window. My question: Anna opened the window. Active or passive voice, Anna?
Ma'am, active voice.
It is an active voice. Why it is an active voice?
Ma'am, it contains a finite verb.
It has a finite verb in it. And what is the tense of that sentence, Anna?
Simple past.
Simple past. Excellent. Excellent. So, Anna, the sentence is an active voice. Now, Anna, I have a doubt. Can you help me to change the single sentence into passive form by using the 3 points to remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Try to do. Everyone, you got one sentence in active voice, and Anna told that the sentence is in active voice and it shows a finite verb. It is in simple past form. It is in simple past forms. How to change, or which be form should be used here? Anna, which be form? Before saying the answer, before telling me the answer, you just try to change. I am also here. I am going to share the board for you. I am also going to write the same question here. And with your help, I am going to change the sentence into passive. Let us do together. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? So Anna, your question is, your answer is right. It is an active voice. So, okay. So I'm going to write the question on the board. Anna, okay, opened the window. Okay? Agree?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
put a full stop. So this is a long sentence and it is actually, it is not a long sentence. It's a short sentence with subject, verb, object. Okay. Tell me the subject of the sentence, children.
Anna.
Tell me the subject.
Anna.
Anna. Okay. Object of the sentence.
Window.
Window.
Only window. Only window. No article is used
window.
here.
Window.
Ah, so window is the object here. Agree, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Agree. And Anna said, ma'am, opened is the verb. It is a finite verb. It shows the sentence is given in simple past tense. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are going to change the sentence from active to passive voice. Okay, you please tell me point. Remember 3 points. Remember 3 points. Children, tell me the points to remember. Point number 1.
Ma'am, we have to interchange the position of the subject and object.
Okay, I should begin my passive voice sentence with
Object.
what is the object of the active voice?
The window.
So I should begin my sentence with capital letter. So the window. Okay. Now you look at the subject of the passive voice. Now window is the subject, right?
Yes,
is it
ma'am.
singular or plural?
Singular.
Window is singular. So which be form? That should be in past.
Was.
Okay, past form. Ah, very good. So we should use was here as the subject is singular. So the verb is opened. What is the past participle form of the verb open? Opened itself, right? Opened,
Yes, ma'am.
opened, opened. So the window was opened. Be form plus past participle form of the verb. And what I should use? Point number 3.
Preposition.
I should use the preposition by before the object of the passive voice. Tell me the object of the passive voice.
Anna.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
You got the answer, right? So the window is the subject. Anna is the object. Was opened as the be form plus past participle form of the verb. Clear? And you have used the preposition by here. All the 3 points are correct, right?
Yes,
Am I right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
This is how you should change one sentence into, or one sentence from. It is very easy and simple, right? It's just like a play of words. We are changing a sentence from active voice to passive voice without changing its meaning. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So remember always these 3 points are very important. You should remember this. Now I have a question to Ashish. Ashish, ready?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ready? Okay. My question. He usually, all of you please write. He usually buys, B-U-Y-S, buys the tickets. He usually buys the tickets. Anantu is the, sorry, Ashish, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ashish, you tell me whether the sentence is an active or passive voice.
Ma'am, can you repeat the sentence?
He usually buys the ticket.
Ma'am, it is an active voice.
Yes, answer is right. But how?
Ma'am, buys is a verb.
Finite verb. Okay, tell me the tense form.
Simple present.
Agree. So we are going to change the sentence also into passive form. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you all ready, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us do this. Again. Tell me the question.
He usually buys the ticket.
Okay. He usually
buys
buys
the tickets. The
tickets. Full stop. This is a sentence. Identify the subject.
He.
He. Identify the object.
The tickets.
The tickets. Very good. And tell me the verb.
Buys.
This is a finite verb and it is in which form?
Simple
Simple
present.
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 Okay, simple present. You're right. Now we are going to change. So how to change it? Point number 1.
We have to interchange the position.
Change the position. Now everybody please pay attention here. Please pay attention here. I am going to write the object in the place of subject, the tickets. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. The tickets is singular or plural?
Plural.
Plural. Which P form I should use? It is in simple present.
Has.
So I should use are. Okay, agree. And
Yes.
buys. What is the past participle form of the verb buy?
Bought.
B-O-U-G-H-T. Bought. Okay. Bought. And what is next? I should use the preposition. Preposition by. And now, listen here. The tickets are bought by. I cannot write he, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of he, what I should write?
Him.
You know, you are familiar with the objective cases, right?
Yes.
Objective cases. So what is the objective case of he?
Him.
Him. So use him at the end of the sentence. Okay? Because he should be the object. We cannot say that he is in the objective case, it is in subjective case. So when we change a sentence from active to passive voice, if it is starting with the pronoun, we should or we must use the right case. Okay, because the subject goes in the place of an object. So he should be him in passive voice. So she should be
Her.
okay. They should be
Them.
we should be
Us.
remember this. Okay, remember we should use these pronoun change also. Okay, objective case, it must be in objective case. Clear? If our sentence, active voice sentences are starting with the pronoun, we should use its objective case in the passive voice. Am I clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? So our sentences, the tickets are bought by him. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, somebody asked a doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So children, it's time to end my session. Thank you so much for paying attention. I'll be coming with more examples and exercises and more new methods in the coming class. See you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, children. Bye.